Tampa Bay is like no place else.
Wait, you can't recycle the bag? You have to throw it away.
Proper recycling keeps it that way for everyone. Bags tangle in machinery and can bring sorting efforts to a halt.
No bags.
Trash the bags and keep our recycling program moving forward.
No, Mom, look, no plastic bags.
Do your part to keep our recycling bag-free. Trash the tanglers or return them to participating retailers. For more information, visit tampabayrecycles.org.
Hey, would you do me a favor? Grab your phone or smart device and open up that camera. Then point it right here at the QR code. Do you have it? I'll wait a second. When you see the link pop up on your screen, give it a tap. You ready? Boom! Welcome to the Hillsborough County official YouTube channel. We've got all sorts of videos here, all about what makes our community such an awesome place. From local events and community highlights to what's in the perfect Cuban sandwich. We've got it all. We're always adding new things, so while you're here, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll never miss a new video. Here's that QR code again, just in case you missed it. Go ahead and check it out. Ooh. This must have fallen out of that video. This really is the perfect Cuban sandwich.
Is your local business or organization looking to give back to the community? Help keep our roads clean by joining the Adopt a Road program administered by Keep Tampa Bay Beautiful. Keeping our roads clean is a great way for team building as well as exposure for your business. Select the road your business wants to adopt and dispatch a team to remove litter and debris. Participants will receive 2 signs showing their organization's name as well as safety equipment and instructions for cleaning roads. You can help keep Tampa Bay beautiful by adopting your own road today. To learn more, visit hcflgov.net/cleanhc.
These are the jobs you may not see every day, but just know we're working hard to make Hillsborough County a better place to live, work, and play. Subscribe to our YouTube page for more great county-related videos, only on HTV.
Flossing in the morning is a really great way to keep your teeth healthy and start the day. But when you're through, here's what you do. throw it in the trash, don't flush it. There's a problem lots of people don't know, called sanitary sewer overflow. A condition buried deep in the ground, inside a pipe where bad clouds are found. It's a problem we could all help solve, so throw it in the trash, don't flush it. Baby wipes, bandages, cotton pads, paper towels, dental floss, clog up bad. Medicines, kitty litter, cotton swabs, hair. Throw them in the trash, don't flush it. It just takes a second to do the right thing, so toss it and let's keep our pipes clean. Throw it in the trash, don't flush it. If it's not toilet paper, don't flush it. Even if it says you can, don't flush it. If you're having any doubts, don't flush it. One more time, don't flush it.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the County Public Safety Coordinating Council regular committee meeting for November 17th of 2023. Ms. Nappy, if we could have a roll call, please.
Ms. Julianne Holt,
Here.
Sheriff Chad Chronister,
Present.
Chief Judge Sabella, Ms. Susan Lopez,
Here.
Deanne Obregon,
Antoinette Hagley for Deanna.
Major Christopher Bauman,
I'm here for Major Bauman.
okay. Chief Lee Burkhoff,
Chief Johnson in for Chief Burkall.
Chief Christopher Daniels, Mr. Nick Bates, Mr. Robert Parkerson,
Here.
Mr. Van Ayers, Councilwoman Gwen Henderson,
Present.
Senator Darrell Roussan, Ms. Kelly Hammersley,
Present.
Mr. Patrick Barentine,
Present.
Ms. Natalie Reyna Pimento, Mr. Mark Proctor, Ms. Cindy Stewart,
Mary Lou Whaley on behalf of Cindy Stewart.
Ms. Yvette Lewis, Judge John Conrad,
Present.
Commissioner Cepeda,
She is walking in the door, ma'am.
and Ms. Cindy Grant.
Present.
We have quorum.
Thank you very much. Just a little couple of housekeeping. If you could make sure that your phones are on silent or vibrate. If you could just have your microphone off unless you're actually speaking so we can avoid some of the back sound in some way. And if we could just at this point take one moment of silence for all of us to, number one, be grateful for that we have in our life, but for obviously in remembrance of so many things that are going on right now. And we thank everyone that is involved in law enforcement that every single day goes out there to try and make our community more safe. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. And this morning, let us welcome Commissioner Cameron Cepeda. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you will enjoy. I know you're involved with the Juvenile Justice Board, you're involved with the Human Trafficking Commission, so thank you very much for joining us and hope you enjoy it with us. Thank you. At this time, as the chair of the Public Safety Coordinating Council, I am going to do some recognitions of some individuals that are not strangers to any of us at all, but who I believe merit some recognition for not only their years of service with their respective agencies, but really for their commitment to the Public Safety Coordinating Council for several years. And I am going to go to the other end right now, and I'm going to ask Ms. Preza to join me first at the podium. Looks pretty. It won't be in a minute. So when the Public Safety Coordinating Council first started, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was kind enough to make sure that we had someone that would be able to always coordinate all of our activities for us, make sure that we stayed on task, make sure that we had agendas, we had minutes, and really took a significant role in where we started and where we are today. Ms. Preza has been an important part of this from 2010 to 2023. And even when the Sheriff's Office indicated that it was time for her to make a full-time commitment to her job and asked that the Clerk of Court take over the responsibilities, Tanya has stayed with us for an entire year to make sure that we work smoothly. And so on behalf of the Public Safety Coordinating Council, not a plaque, not a watch, but something that we thought you could put somewhere and enjoy, please, thank you for your dedicated service to our Coordinating Council. Chief Judge Ficarota. I know this gentleman absolutely needs, number one, no introduction whatsoever. Number two, I want you all to know that when I asked him to come, he literally said, okay, but I don't need anything, I don't need any recognition. And I said, yeah, okay, that's great. But you know, we've been here many times with the Chief Judge, and during that time, we've all really been very good at pointing out, number one, the thing that he thought was the most important during his entire tenure, not only as a judge, but as the Chief Judge and the member of many committees and councils, and that is the collaboration that literally exists here in Hillsborough County. And if you know Judge Ficarota from a personal standpoint, you know that he is such a genuine and sincere person, and really from the moment that he started his career as an assistant state attorney and moved through the ranks of county judge, circuit judge, and then obviously ultimately chief judge, he has always been extremely committed to this community, committed to really making the entire justice system the very best that it is. And he, as Judge Sabella said, and I'm sorry that he's not here today, but I'll speak on his behalf, big shoes to fill, and he's going to try to fill them. But he certainly recognized everything that Judge Ficarota was able to accomplish, and literally has made very little changes along the way in his tenure as the Chief Judge. And I think that speaks highly of everything that you did, Judge, as a Chief Judge, and how successful everybody feels that you were in that particular role. Today we thank you, however, for your role here with the Public Safety Coordinating Council. You, on the other hand, I didn't know if you were going to be growing roses or if you were going to be growing orchids in some way, in some fashion, but I thought that you might be instead having cafecito with all your friends. And so on behalf of the Public Safety Coordinating Council for your tenure here with us as Chief Judge from 2015 to 2023, we thank you for your dedicated service. And here are your own travel sets of dominoes.
Look at that, huh? How about that? Wow. I love it. Thank you all very much. And just briefly, I want to thank our chair, Julie Holt. She's always been a pleasure to work with. Board of County Commissioners, great partner. Our sheriff, TPD, all law enforcement, our state attorney, our public defender, and of course, our courts. And I know Chief Judge Sabella is going to do an amazing job. Our clerk, Cindy Stewart. It's all about partnership. This is unique. This is what we do, and it's why we're so successful in Hillsborough County. I'm very humbled. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure and honor to serve with you. Thank you.
And last, of course, but not least, someone that I've known for years and years and years when I was in private practice and then moved into the public defender's office. Someone that's very familiar to all of you because of the role that she played in the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and more particularly in serving as the chief deputy for our sheriff that we all tremendously respect and love, Chad Chronister. We're honoring today Donna Lazinski and her service not only with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, but with the Public Safety Coordinating Council. And Donna, good to see you again. And Donna, again, yours says thank you for your dedicated service to the Public Safety Coordinating Council, and we certainly miss you. You look great, though. I know that retirement's going to make me look 10 years younger, too. I see that you and Judge Ficarota are really getting there, so I'm ready in about a year and a month. So do you want to make some few comments?
No, I just, well, thank you. I appreciate everybody's partnership and over the years, and thank you for everything, and wish you all continued success.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. I need guidance. All right, so now that you know who the three individuals are that we recognized, we'll open up the floor for anyone that wishes to make any comments on behalf of yourselves to the three individuals.
Real quick, if I may, Madam Chair. Thank you to Tanya. Thank you for your dedicated efforts and always putting out the agenda, keeping this meeting so organized. Chief Judge, an absolutely phenomenal partner. I think you're a textbook definition of a good partner and a selfless and dedicated servant to this community. The things that you have accomplished in your tenure as a judge and then your tenure as a chief judge is immeasurable. And this community's better because of you and your dedicated efforts. Thank you and wish you best of luck in all your future endeavors. And the last one's certainly difficult for me to talk about, but someone who I work with and worked for a lot of my career. She is who I emulated, who I wanted to be like. She's a trailblazer. She's a disruptor. She's an agent of change. And the impact that Chief Deputy Donna Lazinski has had on the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and helped us raise our level of professionalism and that high degree of selfless service and dedicated efforts to this community is as a result. The crime reduction, everything that we've seen, our community outreach efforts, our diversion programs, she has been an incredible and monumental partner. This council and this community owes you an eternal debt of gratitude for all your selfless sacrifice and efforts. And Donna, I couldn't be more proud of our partnership and everything that you've accomplished. Congratulations and best of luck with everything that you decide to do. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you three for coming this morning. I know that it's probably a disruption of what your normal duties are and your obligations today, but we really needed to do this. During this particular time that is going on in our country, it's always, always most heartwarming to say thank you to people who really have made a difference and continue to make a difference and are good people, have good souls. So thank you all three very, very much. In your packet are the minutes of the May 19th, 2023 full council meeting. If you could please peruse those and have an appropriate motion.
I move that we approve the May 19th, 2023 minutes as provided in the agenda packet.
Second.
Motion to approve the minutes of May 19th, 2023 by State Attorney Lopez, second by Mr. Bates. Is there any discussion on the motion? Does anyone see anything that needs to be corrected in any of the minutes? Okay. All in favor of the motion to approve, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone objecting to the motion, like sign? Thank you. Under old business, today we welcome Mary Lou Whaley, who is Chief of Staff for Clerk Stewart, who is in Orlando at a conference, and she is going to give us an update on some information with our some projects that they have going on.
Thank you very much. In terms of the data share with our partners, our judicial and partners, there's a preliminary kickoff planned for December with technical agent partners, and in January, a formal agency meeting with elected chiefs and operational and technical people as well. So we're moving forward with our data share agreement.
Any comments or questions for Ms. Whaley? Okay, thank you. Under new business, Ms. Nappy.
We will now hold nominations for Chair and Vice Chair of the Public Safety Coordinating Council. Pursuant to the PSCC bylaws, the election of officers will be held at our January meeting. Only those members who are statutorily required to be on the PSCC may be nominated. May I have a nomination for Chair?
I second that nomination.
May I have a nomination for Vice Chair? Thank you. We have a nomination for Chair of Ms. Holt and Vice Chair of Sheriff. Thank you once again. The elections will be held at our January meeting.
Sheriff, would you like to make about a 30-minute speech at this time on your nomination?
And what this means to me, and I'll withhold for now, Madam Chair.
Thank you all for the nominations. We both truly do appreciate the nominations and look forward to continuing to be with the Public Safety Coordinating Council in the upcoming year. The membership bylaws, primarily the only reason I have this on here for now is because pursuant to the bylaws, what we'll do over the next couple of months is take a look at who has attended and who has not attended, and then we'll bring back to you at our next full council meeting perhaps an attendance sheet and discuss whether or not we might need to in some way try to coax others to attend more frequently, and or whether or not there perhaps is a different person that could come in their stead. So that's the only reason under the bylaws there is an attendance requirement, and I know that many of us would like to to ensure that we always, number one, have a quorum, but number two, that we really have a robust discussion here about all the matters that affect us involving any of the agencies that interplay within our community. So that is the only purpose. I just wanted to let you know that we would be doing that at our next meeting, so it'll be important to attend at that point. Also in your packet, if you could look at the master calendar for 2024 dates. We only have 5 dates that we will be meeting. However, again, it's important for the meetings to have a quorum. They're all expected to be in person at this point. And if you see any conflicts that exist based on anything, whether it be a holiday, whether it be that you know now that several people here on the Leadership Council will be gone, anything like that. If not, these will be the dates that will be adopted.
Madam Chair, do you need a motion to approve that calendar?
No, sir, we'll be good. It's just a matter of making sure that we've picked the right dates.
Yes,
Thank you. And then also in your in your packet is a draft Public Safety Coordinating Council subcommittee listing. We just reviewed these recently, but now that we have had a couple of additional individuals join the council, it'll be important for each of you to review the committee membership. Ensure that if your name is not the name that is there and you want to be there, please just let Ms. Nappy know. If you want to designate someone differently than who is here as your designee, please let Ms. Nappy know. And at this time, I am going to turn the microphone over for a moment to Judge Conrad so that he can introduce who I perceive to be perhaps his replacement, who is here today with us in the audience, and we can all be introduced.
Well, I'm happy to do that. I decided after many years that I was going to retire effective the end of February, and I believe, based on our conversations internally, I will be succeeded, I believe, at the first of the year, so I won't be here after December, but Judge Jeff Rich will be replacing me on the committee. And I also have the privilege of being his mentor judge, and it's been an honor getting to know him better, and he is going to do an outstanding job. He's very dedicated, committed to the position, and will be the first one to assist where needed. So even though I'm stepping aside, there's no big shoes to fill. He will adequately fill those shoes and do a wonderful job. So he'll be a great addition to the committee.
Judge Rich, if you would just at least stand for a minute and wave so that those individuals that don't know you, thank you, sir, and we look forward to working with you, not only from the Public Safety Coordinating Council, but from the Public Defender's Office and State Attorney's Office. We'll have a long list of requests. We just like to do a good introduction at the beginning. All right. Thank you all. All right, then at this time, we are going to start some presentations. There is not anything at this point that will require a vote. And so Ms. Lopez is going to have to probably leave at around 9:20, and we'll just say that she is going to go cover another matter for both herself and for me, because I will be here, but we had some conflict commitments today, so thank you for coming today, and make sure you cover well for me. All right, at this time, we're going to have a presentation for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Jail Vocational / Reentry Programs. And Major, will you be doing the presentation? Yes, ma'am. Okay, if you would, just join us at the podium.
Yes, that's me. I'm Major Kawana Brown. I am the Division Commander for Jail Division 3, which is at the Falkenberg Road Jail. And today I'm going to give you a brief overview of the programs that we offer at our jail. But first and foremost, I would like to thank Sheriff Chronister for your leadership and for making our community safer by providing incarcerated men and women in our care with meaningful programs that create real opportunities to improve their lives. And when I say that, I truly mean that. He is more passionate and so humble about all of the resources that he provides than anybody else I've ever met. Also, thank you guys all at PSCC for allowing me to come in here and do this presentation about our programs. And I promise I'll make it brief. I know you gotta go. Susie already told me, hey, look, I gotta go, so don't hijack the meeting and keep us here all day. And I won't go over every single program because I'd be here until lunchtime if I went over every single program that we offer. And I'd be remiss if I didn't at least acknowledge my two partners back here, Ms. Hawk and Ms. Hansford. They are truly the ones who make all of this stuff happen. So please, thank you, ladies. So at HCSO, we take a holistic approach to reentry and offer programs that assist incarcerated men and women excuse me, with their mental, physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being. Next slide, please. We offer substance abuse treatment program, and the mission of the program is to develop and strengthen coping mechanisms that support clean and sober lifestyle and to prevent relapse. The program is licensed to provide treatment services by the Florida Department of Children and Families. Next slide. HCSO earned a 3-year CARF, which is Commission on Accreditation of Rehabilitation Facilities, accreditation in 2019 and again in 2022 under the leadership of Sheriff Chronister. Of the nearly 3,500 programs listed on CARF's website who are accredited to treat substance use disorders, HCSO is the only law enforcement agency listed on the website as facilitating treatment services utilizing our own staff members. And that's huge. It really is. And these guys are really amazing. The staff you see here, they're all treatment counselors and case managers, and they actually do an amazing job with the programs that we offer. We have 670 inmates estimated to successfully complete the program in 2023. Next slide, please. We also offer the Domestic Violence Intervention Program, which is also called Batterer's Intervention. The facilitator counsels the batterer on the consequences of the violence for themselves, their partner, their children, and families. 149 inmates are estimated to successfully complete the program in 2023. Next slide, please. And next, I'm going to talk about our Veterans Resurgence Program. This was implemented in 2019 at the direction of Sheriff Chronister. This is one of his most passionate programs. He really puts a lot of time and effort, and he challenges us to also do what we can to bring more resources for the veterans in this spot. It's a 2-month intensive program where inmates who are verified veterans receive life skills classes, mental health counseling, and wraparound services. Next slide, please. Inmates who remain in jail stay in the pod after 2 months to co-facilitate classes and help their fellow veterans. Participants are linked to the Veterans Administration, Crisis Center, and other community partners who can assist with their transition to the community. Next slide. 676 veterans has participated as of November of this year, with less than 10% rearrest rate for those who completed the program. Next slide. Next slide. And here you'll see, go back. These murals you see here are all in the pod. The inmates actually painted them themselves. If you haven't had an opportunity, I strongly encourage, come to one of the graduations. The sheriff is there. It's a great opportunity to see what we offer, and you'll get to meet some of the veterans yourselves. It's really impressive. Next slide. And of course, we have our Vocational Training Center, which Sheriff Chronister directed the establishment of the Vocational Training Center, and the operations began in 2020. The program is a collaborative effort with the Hillsborough County Public Schools technical colleges to provide valuable vocational and career training to enhance the inmate students' ability to obtain employment upon reentering the community. The vocational training focuses on education and providing remarkable skills rather than supplementing labor for the jail facilities. A lot of the other facilities around they have vocational training, but they actually utilize the training that the inmates are offered to supplement work in their facilities. We don't do that. Next slide, please. Let me see. Eligible inmates sentenced to county jail can request the following. Next slide. We have the welding program, which is primarily hands-on with classroom instruction and teaches shielding, melding, arc welding. With an introduction to flux core welding, the inmates learn safety, welding terminology, and have significant hands-on time instruction. Next slide. Inmates who pass the qualification test earn a D1.1 American Welding Society certification. Next slide. 172 inmate students have successfully completed the program, with 96 earning the AWS certifications as of November of this year. That's huge. Next slide. Next slide. We also have the Automotive Service Maintenance Program, which is a 6-week class. It's mainly hands-on in classroom instruction and focuses on shop safety, tool identification, inspection and servicing of fluids and filters, battery inspection and service, brake pad and rotor replacement, CV shaft replacement, lift operation, tire repair, and service utilizing dismount, machine, and balancer, and et cetera. Inmates who show an aptitude and desire to pursue a career in the automotive field are provided with an opportunity to take up to 10 ASC entry-level examinations and earn certifications. And we've had some of the local dealers actually come and want to employ some of the inmates there. So that's really huge. Let's see, next. 233 inmate students successfully completed the program, earning a total of 479 ASC entry-level certifications as of November of this year. And some of the inmates actually will earn all 10 ASCs. There's a total of 10. Some of them actually earn all 10. Ms. Holt, you saw that yesterday, right?
It's very
Yeah,
impressive.
it's actually pretty nice. Next slide. Next slide. All right. We have OSHA 10 construction, which is a certification course focusing on preventing safety and health hazards in the workplace. 493 inmates have earned OSHA 10 certifications as of November of this year. Next slide. We also offer forklift operator certification, which is safety training pursuant to OSHA standards and hands-on instruction on forklift operation. And as of November of this year, we have 438 inmates who have earned their forklift operator certifications. Next. We also have a scissor lift operator certification, which is safety training pursuant to OSHA standards and hands-on instruction on scissor lift operation. We began offering this additional certification in December of 2022, and 133 inmate students have earned their certifications as of November of this year. Next, please. And yes, we actually offer hair braiding. So we have a hair braiding class, which is a 20-hour course facilitated by cosmetology instructor from Hillsborough County Public Schools. The inmate students are provided with hands-on training in various braiding techniques and instruction on proper sanitation and sterilization procedures, safety information on HIV and AIDS and other communicable diseases, and how to identify and prevent diseases and disorders of the scalp. Next slide. 111 inmate students have completed the class as of November of 2023. And you can actually learn how to braid. I don't know how to braid, but Miss Jones, I'm telling you, she's amazing. She taught me how to braid in one class. So I can do the basics. I'm not great, but I can do the basics. Next slide. We have the NCCER core curriculum, which is the Introduction to Construction, which is facilitated by the Florida Trade Academy. This program provides a 9-week NCCER core curriculum training and certification. The students learn basic safety hand and power tools, construction math, materials handling, construction drawings, rigging, and employability skills. 58 inmate students have completed the program through November of 2023. This is one of our newer programs, so that's why the numbers are a little bit lower. Next slide, please. And up next, we have our sheriff's newest baby. This is our construction building, the carpentry building, which will be done early in 2024. And this carpentry building will include a carpentry program, which will include introductory to masonry, drywall, sheetrock, installation, and other skilled crafts. Next slide. right. We also have educational classes. We offer GED and K through 12 curriculum for the inmates at the facility. All classes provided through the Hillsborough County Public Schools by certified teachers. Juveniles are mandated to attend K through 12 classes daily. Inmates 18 through 21 who have an IEP or ESE can enroll in a class utilizing Edgenuity and earn their traditional high school diploma. Adult education teachers instruct students in adult basic education in preparation to take their GED tests. HCSO's FRJ became an authorized Pearson VUE testing center in July of 2022 to expand the availability of GED testing. GED consists of 4 sections: reading, language arts, science, social studies, and math, and students must pass all 4 to earn their diploma. Next slide. HCSO staff have proctored 280 GED tests from January to October of 2023, with a passing rate of 68% of those tests. Those who don't achieve a passing score are given another opportunity to test at a later date. Next slide. And actually, after the students receive their GED, we also do a small graduation ceremony that you guys, again, you gotta come out and check it out. It's amazing, I'm telling you. Now, I'm not just saying that because I work there. It really is amazing. Next slide. And this is just some of the programs that we offer that you can see here. Next slide. You see here we have the Flowmobile that also comes out to assist with providing IDs and driver license to the inmates. The IDs are essential in obtaining employment, housing, and other services. 376 inmates received IDs from the Flowmobile to date. Next slide, please. This is our reentry center. Operations began in 2010 as a collaborative effort between the Public Safety Initiative and Sheriff's Office to reduce the recidivism. Co-located with the registration unit to provide reentry assistance to those reentering the community from jail and state prisons. Case managers work closely with the returning citizens to provide a conduit to services and programs vital to their successful transition to the community. Next slide, please. The Reentry Center provides lots of resources for the individuals reentering the community, and you can see some of those services on here. The case managers assist an average of 800 new returning citizens each year and continue to work with those released in prior years. Next slide, please. We have our NEFCare partners who currently oversees our medical contract. They also have reentry resources that they offer. And we have the MAT program, which is a medication assistant treatment program to assist with substance use disorders, excuse me. We have 3 discharge planners funded through the county's healthcare program and a stabilization and treatment for medical or mental health disorders, mental health step-down unit at the jail, psychoeducation groups that they offer in the Veterans Pod. And the NCCHC Pinnacle Award was, we actually was awarded that at both jails. We were credited for having health services, mental health services, and opioid treatment. And that was awarded to Sheriff Chronister, and we hadn't had that before in prior years. And I think we are one of the only facilities, I know at least in Florida, I can't say the United States, but I believe it's the United States, that have the Pinnacle Award. Because we
yes,
offer,
in the United States. Go ahead and preach, girl.
But I know none of the other agencies that NAFCARE oversee actually have that. So we were the first ones. Yeah. Next. And we have our GPS monitoring and house arrest program. The GPS and electric monitoring enables eligible persons to remain in the community while working and living with their families. 63 inmates were being monitored on GPS or house arrest as of November 4th. Next slide. And that concludes my presentation. As I mentioned before, if you haven't had the opportunity to come out and see what we have to offer in the Veterans Pod, in the VTC, and then our newest baby, the Carpentry Building, I strongly encourage it. The sheriff is so passionate about those programs, and I'm not just saying it because he's sitting here, but he really is. And some of you have already been out there. I've recognized some of your faces. He's so passionate about these programs. You should come out and see what we have to offer. Thank you.
Sheriff. So I was remiss in not telling you what it is that we're doing this morning, and that is there has been a lot of chatter, as you know, about what is it that Hillsborough County is really doing in the areas of whether it be crime prevention, rehabilitation, reentry, providing services. How can we improve the community? How can we improve the quality of life for individuals? And so the presentations that you'll be seeing here today is so that you will be in a comfortable position talking to people out in the community and telling them all of the things that are in fact happening and all the things that we're doing here in Hillsborough County collectively as well as individually to try and actually improve the life of individuals that may find themselves on the wrong side of whatever issue it may be, whether it's in the criminal justice system, but really the things that a lot of us sometimes don't understand, which is homelessness and substance abuse and mental health. I had the privilege of being out yesterday with the sheriff, and I'm going to ask him if he would just to share with you for the next couple of minutes, number one, what he is able to tell us about his programs that he has implemented and where we are in terms of recidivism, because everyone's always interested in that aspect of life. Is this working? And I know that on behalf of the Public Safety Coordinating Council, we will thank the Board of County Commission once again for always being willing to be partners with us. However, the sheriff, I think, is going to explain a little bit of the funding aspect here to you, as well as some partnerships that he has created in the private sector. So, Sheriff, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, this kind of talk excites me. We're arresting less people, and the crime rate continues to lower it to the tune of 7.5%. Why is that significant? You have this influx of population, and historically, we look around major cities that we're becoming, and you look around and inherently you see more numbers equates to more crime, and we're not seeing that here. And I think a lot attributes to that, crime prevention, proactive programs, diversion programs, and then programs like this, rehabilitative programs that are working. We continue to take this holistic approach. If you don't hit one of the safety nets and you find yourself in one of our detention centers, we want to fix you. We want to help heal you. We have the only state-certified drug rehabilitative treatment center and detention facility in the country right here in Hillsborough County. The men and women do an amazing job. And again, Jennifer Hawk, Darlene Hansford, Major Brown, thank you. Great job with the presentation. And these are the men and women, all the treatment counselors and facilitators and instructors that do just an amazing job. So we've been able to expand these programs. Our public defender alluded to it. We now, with the ASC certifications, with there being 350,000 mechanics short across the country, we have our local dealerships fighting over these inmates to go back, knowing that they're certified. That certification isn't a certificate of completion. This is a certificate to go out and they're able to fix your brakes, your suspension, your air condition, so you're able to achieve all 10 certification. We've teamed up with the trade unions. The trade unions believe in second chances too. They'll call them in through their union dues. They spend 3 weeks of the month out learning the apprenticeship, out completing their time out in the field. 1 week out of the month they're in getting their classroom portion. In 4 years they're a fully certified plumber, welder, electrician. With our new building, the carpentry building, will now have electrical contracting. We saw a great opportunity, and every time we see an opportunity, we see how we can turn it into an educational opportunity. We feed our daily jail populations hovers around that 3,500 number. We have to feed those inmates 3 times a day. Why wouldn't we team up with our food provider, Airmark, and make this an instructional program? We're currently working out the logistics with that now. We started with our first program with them and weren't able to highlight that here today, but warehouse logistics. They've already hired 1 inmate that's graduated out of the program. With all their inventory and supplies that they have. Airmark, just to refresh everyone's memory, is a food provider at a lot of the major venues, Amalie Arena, the amphitheater, and a lot of large venues. I was telling Commissioner Wustel, who's been a couple graduations and taken several tours, and then yesterday our public defender explaining the fact that how this has helped with the hiring and the impact that it's had. And with Airmark, it's as simple. And these aren't easy programs. They're tough, and there is a failure rate, and they're able to remediate themselves and take it again. GED, it's much easier to stay in school than do the GED program in the short time frame that they have. We also completed a grant fund. Say the program's 16 weeks and they're released in 8 weeks. We will pay for their other 8 weeks down at Irwin Technical School or whatever it is to make sure they have the opportunity to complete these programs. The great news that I'm able to share is that the recidivism with the veterans and all our vocational programs is less than 10%. Now, what does that mean? To put that in perspective, the state and national average is a little over 30%. So we're seeing a 20% reduction in recidivism. When you talk about attributing to why crime rate's down, there's a lot of factors that go into this. And this is certainly a large one. We talk about this council and trying to facilitate reentry and how do we reduce recidivism. This program has been highly effective and we'll continue to expand it. We continue to expand our services, hoping that one of these services will be attractive to somebody. Maybe it's electrical contracting. Maybe it's hair braiding that everyone tells me is highly successful, and it's not cheap. It costs a lot of time and money to get this done. So the goal is to equip our inmates with the tools for success so they don't return to that criminal active behavior, that behavior that led them there to begin with. And it seems to be working, so we'll continue to work hard to make these programs more attractive, facilitate these inmates taking the courses while they're there. And we've had several graduates that have taken and completed multiple programs, got their GED, completed the welding program, completed all 10 ASC certifications, and Commissioner Wustel and Julie Holt got to see this yesterday, just how effective it is. And sometimes it's hard to fight back the emotions when you see that they've overcome a lot of their struggles, whether it's mental health, whether it's substance abuse, sometimes coupled with both, educational programs of some parenting skills, how to balance a checkbook, and continue to give them the tools for success. My hope is that I said, hey, listen, this isn't without a catch. I want them to continue to work hard to help us reduce that recidivism rate even lower. So thank you to the support of this council. One final important fact that I think is important. You have an inmate canteen fund throughout any type of detention center. That's if they want an improved hygienic product, if they want that bag of chips or pretzels or cookies, want to watch a movie, play video games, if they want to make that video call or phone call to their families. There's a charge to that. It's a nominal fee, but there's a charge to that. A lot of sheriffs around the state and around the country use that to supplant their budget. They buy cars, training, whatever it is. We pour every single penny that's earned out of that program back into the inmates. So the counselors that I'm talking about, the treatment center, the instructors, these programs, all the instructional programs, everything is paid for by the inmates. This is inmates taking care of inmates and paying it forward. This isn't a burden on taxpayers, and I think that's important. I think it's important to know that as inmates taking care of inmates, that facility, the vocational trades facility, costs $1 million to build. And can you really put a cost on the number of graduates that have graduated from there when knowing that of 100 of them, only 10 of them ever return back to any type of jail facility? So thank you for your support, and thanks for the opportunity, and great job with the presentation.
And I know all of you would like to comment and ask questions. However, because we have a 10 o'clock stop solid for the juvenile justice, when we have 3 other presentations, I'm going to ask you to save your questions, number one, if we have some additional time, because the major is still going to be here, but more importantly, the sheriff as well as the major at any point in time would gladly discuss anything with you, would gladly facilitate a tour. And I will tell you that I think it's something that those of you that are sitting at this table, you should really take the time to go do this, because it is very inspiring, number one. And as I said yesterday in my comments, the visionary aspect of our sheriff in terms of accepting the responsibility that he has in terms of running our detention center, because a lot of sheriffs don't run a detention center, so they go out, they arrest, and they're done. He has run a detention center here that is, everyone from across the country wants to model what he is doing there. But it's a lot more than what people think. It's not just building things, it's not just hiring people. It's truly the partnerships that he's been able to build that really make a difference. And he's out there in the community quite often. We decided yesterday that he sleeps an hour a day, probably. We talked about it yesterday, but he is out there really doing the right things for the right reasons, and I think it was important for us to see something such as this and to understand that there is, in fact, interventions occurring within the jail, trying to really give people, a hand up and an opportunity to improve their lives. Our next presentation is going to be by the Department of Corrections about the reentry programs that they have. Mr. Barentine, are you going to make the presentation, sir? Yes. All right, thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity to be able to talk about some of the things that we have going on with our state probation officers here in Hillsborough County. We supervise approximately 10,000 offenders in some form of supervision or status here in Hillsborough County in Circuit 13, and we have approximately 200 of our state employees that are assigned to that task. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here. If we can go ahead and start up on the screen, we'll talk about some of the reentry initiatives that we have going on. One of the first programs that I'll talk about this morning is called Face It. This was a thought of our Assistant Secretary, Joe Winkler, who wanted to come up with a way to reach our offenders who are recently sentenced, to be able to give them a roadmap for success on how to successfully navigate their probation period. So again, it's a probation officer-led orientation. It takes about 2 hours, and we try to encourage all of our newly sentenced offenders in the 30 to 60-day period to come in and sit in with this class. They review the requirements for completing their supervision. Typically they go over the standard conditions of probation, and then if there's any questions about special conditions that are assigned to the person's specific case, then they can expound upon those as well. They provide guidance on how they can successfully navigate probation and complete their supervision. They answer any questions that they have. And one of the things that I really feel is important is they encourage family members to come with the case that got sentenced, so that they can ask questions, because a lot of times my guys are out at, or ladies, excuse me, are out at 2 o'clock in the morning knocking on a door to check on a curfew, you know, and family members are alerted or alarmed, don't know what's going on. You know, somebody might not answer the front door, and we end up going around to the side of the house, banging on the windows, identifying ourselves. We make sure everybody understands how we operate when we do these Face It classes, and I really feel that it's helpful for the family to be able to understand the process. So again, Face It is an acronym, stands for Family Support, Attitude. Positive attitude is everything when we're trying to navigate probation. Communication is necessary and is key. Employment, very important. If the case is not employed or underemployed, we have someone I'll talk about in a little bit, but they can assist them with trying to find new employment or better employment. The I is for improvement. Everyone should seek to improve themselves in some way or form. And then the T is for taking responsibility for the situation that got him here. Okay. Another program that we have that is now codified in state statute is the Alternative Sanctions Program. And we have that here in Hillsborough County. And it is a program to reduce the number of violation of probation hearings in the court for minor technical violations. So we have a matrix that talks about what the technical violation would be and what the sanctions that the case could agree with the probation officer to accept. And we write it up and send it in to the judge for approval. And the judge makes the decision whether or not he'll sign off on the sanction, he or she will sign off on the sanction, or if they want to have the person come in and have a hearing. So if they approve it, they enter into that sanction in lieu of the VOP. They keep from going to jail. They keep from losing their employment, losing wherever they have residence that they have. If they're in school, they don't get kicked out of school. So it's trying to have a swift sanction, and it's trying to keep them in the community where they're being successful and give them the opportunity to continue to thrive. Another program that we have going on is Interactive Offender Tracking System, or what we call IOTS. This is a telephone reporting system for our minimum risk cases. It's an elective. They can choose to sign up to do it. Some folks decide that they really want to come in and have that face-to-face meeting with their probation officer. However, there's a lot of them that come in and they're already on the roadmap to success. They're already in compliance with their conditions, and it's really just coming in, going over their monthly report, and then moving, and then setting their next appointment. So in those cases, it could be a great benefit for them where they could report in telephonically. They have a voice print analysis that is done, so they know that it's the offender that's calling in. And they go through all the questions that's on their report, just like they would if they came into the office and filled it out. It also allows our probation officers to focus on those higher risk cases or those more volatile cases that they feel might be up to some kind of no good in the community. So it gives them the opportunity to focus on those. If we have someone that's in the program and we determine that something doesn't feel right or look right, or they're not calling in regularly like they're supposed to, we can pull them out of the system. So again, it's a benefit, and it's had great success across the state. We're not just doing it here in Hillsborough; they're doing it for community corrections across the state, and I see that program continuing to grow and develop. Merit-based activity, this is a specific benefit that we're utilizing for our community control cases. Community control cases, what commonly folks refer to as house arrest. They're in jail at home, and they have to have permission from their probation officer to go out into the community and do any of the things they're required to do, whether it be work, go to church, complete any of the special conditions of their supervision, community service hours, attend outpatient drug treatment, any of those things. It all has to be scheduled on their schedule. They report in weekly and go over that schedule with their community control officer. Merit-based activity allows someone who is going above and beyond, they're in compliance, they're doing everything right, they're signing up for some kind of additional program for self-betterment, and we can give them a 4-hour block of time to do something with their family per month. Attend their kids' high school graduation, go to a t-ball game for their son, or softball game for their daughter. Some of those things that they wouldn't ordinarily be allowed to do. So we're trying to offer them the carrot instead of the stick, and we're having some great success with that. It's a reward for good behavior. It's a positive incentive. But again, they have to be in compliance with their conditions, and they have to be going the extra mile to try it. Maybe they sign up for our Thinking for Change program, and they're enrolled in it and attending. Which brings me to the Thinking for Change program. This is a cognitive behavioral curriculum that is taught in Hillsborough County and across the state, actually, but my probation officers are trained to facilitate the Thinking for Change curriculum. I have 3 master facilitators that work for us here in Hillsborough County, and they train my other officers to be able to facilitate this class. It's 23 sessions and usually takes about 3 to 4 months, and that's if they're doing 2 sessions a week. It is intense. T4C stresses the interpersonal communication skills development, and it confronts thought patterns that can lead to problematic behaviors. They go through real life scenarios, and they stick huge Post-it notes up on the walls, and they put down situations that they've either been in or could go through, and then they talk about it as a group with the facilitator, how they deal with these situations. And it tries to give them a different perspective to deal with that rather than what maybe got them in trouble in the first place. So, and I've gone to multiple graduations, and I hear testimony from some of the folks that attend the program, and they say, hey, I had a fight with my significant other, and having been in this program got me to burn a timeout and take a step back and then come back with an open mind and be able to communicate rather than, moving toward to violence or something like that. So I really feel it's a great program. It elects cognitive self-change, develops social skills, and assists with problem-solving skills as well. So this is a great program. We're doing this in all of our probation officers across the county, and I know Judge Rice in the problem-solving courts has been sentencing folks to come mandatory to attend this, and we just had a graduation in her court where 6 of her problem-solving cases graduated from one of our recent classes, so it's going very well. Employment assistance. We have an employment specialist that is employed here in Hillsborough County at our Tampa Central Probation Offices where she is stationed. She assists our offenders that are unemployed or underemployed. She goes out in the community, she meets with employers, and she develops a list of second chance employers that are willing to give folks a chance when they're coming out of jail, coming out of prison, or recently sentenced to a probationary period that give them the opportunity to have a job. She teaches interview skills and what employers are looking for when they come in, dress for success. And once a quarter, we're hosting a job and benefits fair for our offender population. And a lot of times we end up with family members come and or friends, and sometimes other people that are visiting the state building if we have it downtown. And it's usually a great success. And we have great employers coming in there Coca-Cola, Busch Gardens, City of Tampa. It's really great, and it's a great benefit for our folks. This is something that's a little bit newer. We've been doing over the last year, reentry simulators. I know some of the members have gone to a reentry simulator recently, either at the Criminal Justice Summit that happened here in the last several weeks, or A. Brown Ministries just had one. And both of those utilize some of our staff from the Department of Corrections to staff this simulator. It immerses the stakeholders in the challenges faced by returning citizens. So, you know, when they get out of prison, they get $50 and a bus pass, and that is very hard for that to go very far. So what this does is gives us as stakeholders the opportunity to see what they go through in this. You play the role of a returning citizen, and over a course of a couple of hours, we go through a 4-week period of from release, and you get set up with intentional roadblocks, whether it be that you have to have a transportation ticket, because you have to have transportation to get to all of these places to be able to reestablish your identification, report to probation, go to court, pay child support, find a job. All of these things are challenges for our returning citizens, so this is an excellent opportunity for folks to attend these. I know we're setting some up for the Public Defender's Office, and again, we'll continue to assist A. Brown with facilitating those as well. And look forward, if any of you have not had the opportunity to attend one of those, we'd love for you to be able to attend. Last thing I'll talk about is we created a pilot here in Hillsborough County, probation bike unit. It's very innovative. We started out with two probation officers that completed the law enforcement bicycle training program. This was, we had 3 that attempted, 2 females and 1 male. The gentleman was unable to complete due to a pre-existing injury that got aggravated. So we started out with 2 female probation officers that have been doing this program. We're doing it in urban areas or communities where there's a lot of residences, subdivisions, condominiums, where there might be multiple people that are assigned to that probation office that are being supervised. And rather than having to get in and out of the car, they can just zip around the neighborhood and see everybody in a fast and efficient way. It's also getting folks out there. You know, you see a probation officer driving down the street, it's an unmarked vehicle, most people aren't going to notice them or see what's going on. But when you see, you know, somebody riding down the street on a bicycle in body armor and it says state probation on it, hey, who are you? What do you do? And it's getting us more interaction with the community, letting folks know what we're doing out there. And it's actually gotten people to apply for jobs because they saw what we were doing out there. We recently had certified another 2 officers, so we have a total of 4 state probation officers that are currently in this. And we have plans to work with the sheriff and Tampa PD on some of the parades and stuff like that, to team up with them. And if anyone's on felony probation, we can assist with dealing with those folks. So looking forward to moving forward with that. These are the first 2 ladies that were certified. I'd like to publicly thank Tampa Police Department. They loaned us bicycles to attend the training at first, and they've assisted with assembling some of the bikes that we've purchased for these folks. And I'd like to thank Sheriff Chronister. His staff provided the training for these first 2 officers to go the LEBA, Law Enforcement Bike Association, basic bike training. So that's some of the things that we have going on at the Florida Department of Corrections here locally, and we'd love for anybody that's interested, I'd love to share more information with you.
Thank you so very much. We really appreciate it, and it's wonderful to see the innovation that is going on and just trying to touch people in different ways. So thank you, and appreciate everything that you do for us. We will get these PowerPoints out to you all so that so that you'll have them. And again, Mr. Barentine is always available, and he'll respond quickly, so please feel free to give him a call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Early, you're on, I know, virtually.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me okay?
Can y'all hear Mr. Early? Yes?
Okay.
It's a little low. Can we have some assistance on that?
Mr. Early, if you can move closer to your mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
If you go to your where your mute button is in the WebEx session, there's a little down arrow. If you click that,
Okay, hold on here. Okay,
go to audio settings,
okay,
microphone, and you see a microphone level,
yeah,
your volume. Scroll that bar all the way to the right.
okay.
Can I get a test, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, very well.
Thank
Thank you. If you can proceed, sir.
All right, thank you. Now I'm going to try to show my, now I just do the share, correct? And then I can show the presentation, I hope.
Yes, sir. So if you go to share,
Can you see that now?
we cannot.
That's what I wanted to keep it, actually.
So when you click that share button and it says share content,
Okay, hold on, let me go back. Okay. Share. Okay.
there you go. We can see it.
All right. That's what I wanted to make sure I knew. All right, let's see here. Okay, hold on. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank the committee and the chairman and the commissioners. And I'd also like to thank particularly Sheriff Cronister for all the help that he's been doing with his staff working with us on the 1800 North Orient Road. And I'd like to thank the committee for the letter of support when we went to the board. And I'm very appreciative of all the support we've had toward Orient Road. It's been a little bit delayed, primarily because of the COVID. And then basically we had to kind of start over on getting the bids out and things like that. So I just show you real quick. As you know, we're in partnership with government entities and commercial community-based organizations, and we're actively developing the first-time pilot project that's, we believe, innovative and cost-effective for the community-based step-down respite facility in Hillsborough County. The facility is located at 1800 North Orient Road. We've got current status as the renovation bids are issued October 2023, with selected vendors expected in January or February, and an anticipated opening date of 2025. As you know, the project will assist individuals with substance abuse and behavioral health issues during incarceration and transitioning from the jail back into the community. The project brings funding and expertise together from the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners, Sheriff's Department, Hillsborough County Healthcare Services, Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, faith-based organizations, and all basically targeting the substance abuse and mental health providers and other stakeholders. As you know, the needs for this are obvious. County jails and prisons are the largest providers of behavioral health services in the United States. Individuals with behavioral health issues have challenges during the reintegration phase. And you've heard some of the things that Sheriff Cronister is doing and others that are trying to get them back into the community. But this will be give them a little bit of a step down before they go back into that community. It's sort of a reintegration phase, and recidivism is very common. This has been identified as an issue in Hillsborough County. The Orient Road project has brought providers and other stakeholders and everyone basically to address those individuals who are incarcerated or who are leaving the jail or exiting local hospitals. The step-down unit will be funded by Hillsborough County for HCP members and operated by a local non-for-profit agency. It operates as a residential level 2 step-down respite facility with up to 85 beds and with 10 beds allocated for veterans. that serves up to 320 people annually. It voluntary participation for the inmates for the step-down unit up to 60 to 120 days. For individuals with the primary diagnosis of substance abuse with co-occurring mental health diagnoses, the BOCC has approved American Rescue Plan dollars for the renovation of the project. Current linkages for HCP members to support this program, we've put 2 case managers will be assigned for enrollment activities right in the jail. And what that means is we're going to enroll them before they get out so that they can go and go right onto our plan. HCHCP funds are provided for 3 case managers at the jail for the pre-release case management. Trust fund dollars for inmate medical, substance abuse, and behavioral health in other areas are being looked at, and the focus is to reduce recidivism by ensuring members have access to the treatment, the medication, and support services. We really are concentrating on the social determinants of health. Not only will we provide the primary care for them, but we'll also do the group treatment, step down, OTG training, educational classes, group counseling, similar to what the sheriff is doing, but it'll be in this setting. Peer support. We want to make sure that in any of these cases, they're placed into a job, and they have to be there for at least 6 months. Primary care assignments and transition, transportation, care coordination, navigation, healthy living program, food stamps, SOAR, and I'll mention that the SOAR is already being done now in the jail as part of our virtual part of it until we move into the new facility. And it basically provides them with Medicaid, Social Security, disability when they get out. And we give them 30-day prescriptions upon release from meds. The reduction in readmission rates to CSU in detoxification services are something we're looking for. Positive economic impact through the gained employment, reduction in criminal justice and law enforcement costs, and resources through pre and post measure monitoring, reduced jail days and bookings. We think there'll be, once upon successful completion of treatment, increased ability to achieve self-sufficiency, reduction in overutilization of healthcare community resources, and really an improved overall community health and well-being with a move towards the community prosperity. We're leveraging funds, as you know, from in-kind services and from various funding sources, including ARP, Hillsborough County Healthcare Plan dollars, private and state funding. We're reducing the number of high ER and hospital utilizers through this project. We increase accessibility to treatment for residential, aftercare, medically assisted treatments, and to really help the individuals recover during treatment. They'll conduct an evidence-based evaluation of the success of this program through University of South Florida, and the ultimate goal is to enhance the lives of our families and individuals and the veterans, and increase their everyday sense of wellness, well-being, and increase their ability to become self-sufficient and productive taxpayers. Our partnerships, as you can see, are throughout. We basically have the Sheriff's Department, which I can't say enough about, Major Brown and her group, Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, Phoenix House is going to be taking the lead on it, Agencies for Community Treatment, Cove, Baycare, Feeding Tampa Bay, Abe Brown Ministries, TGH, Northside, Grace Point, US South, Tampa, Hillsborough Counties, THI, and federally qualified health care centers and others. The timeline for this is basically we're out, the county's doing the bid out project now, and then we'll move in and we hope to open on the 25th. There'll be a construction phase, and then the building will be ready to rock and roll, I hope. Just for an economic return on investment, I thought I would give you just a little bit of information. Renovations using the American Rescue Funds, we're using $4.5 million, BOC approved. Revenue for the county estimated at $236K per year with a lease agreement with the provider. Annual county expenditures are estimated to be about $4.1 million to $4.3 million in service agreements with providers for HCP members. There's a direct impact for the community step down is 8.2 million. So the provider is going to create 40 plus FTEs at 2.4 million in wages and $1 million in renovation funds in the inside of it to make it usable for our program. The community cost avoidance by providing these treatments is estimated at 34 million or 37 million through contracts with providers. Health and productivity savings is for every dollar spent, we'll get $5 back for an annual total of about 20.5 million. Criminal justice savings at 4 per every dollar that we spend for this annual program is 16.4 million. Net community impact, we anticipate it to be about 45 million per year. For every dollar expended by the county, the community impact will range from $1 to $10 best outcome, $1 spent to $5 for probable, and then $1 to $3 for limited. Questions?
Mr. Early, we're deferring questions at this time because we have a 10 o'clock stop hard time. But
I understand.
If we're hoping that we can get all of these PowerPoints, and that way we can distribute them to everyone, which will allow phone calls to be made to you, and I'm sure you're more than happy to answer questions.
I am, ma'am. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you for all your hard work on this particular project. Ms. Marino's here, and she's very excited about this.
Yes, she is.
All right, we are now going to the Axe Mental Health Clubhouse. They are willing to defer till January for our next meeting, but we are going to try and finish with the Career Source Ex-Offender Job Certification Program. And I want to apologize, obviously, to our folks that are here from Axe that we ran a little bit late. But I just think it's very important for all of us to be educated on all these subjects and have everything available to us. So if we could have the presentation for Career Source Ex-Offender Job Certification, please. That's Axe.
Chair, Sheriff, committee members, we're honored to be here today to discuss our Returning Citizen Workforce Training Program. Thank you all so much for allowing us to be here. So currently our Returning Citizen Workforce Training Program is a program that's aiming to help returning citizens to develop the skills and knowledge that they need to find meaningful employment and reintegration into society. We are offering courses in various fields such as trades, hospitality, and technology, as well as mentoring, coaching, and job placement services. The program is designed to empower returning citizens to overcome the barriers and challenges that they are facing in their transition to the workforce and in the community. I have a few statistics. They are Florida statistics as opposed to Hillsborough, but it is interesting in the state to know that more than 90% of offenders that are currently incarcerated in Florida are going to eventually return home to their communities. And recidivism studies reveal that in Florida, 1 out of every 4 people that are released from state prison are rearrested for a new offense and return to prison within 3 years. So they are facing lots of challenges and barriers to reintegrate into society and to lead productive lives, and need support, guidance, and opportunities to help overcome their pasts and to build a better future. And with the help of Hillsborough County, Career Source Tampa Bay has launched this new initiative to help ex-offenders to re-enter the community and to access the resources that they need to succeed. So the primary goal of this program is to provide operational and support services for the delivery of workforce training and placement services to Hillsborough County justice involved in returning citizens to help develop a pipeline of talent with foundational employability and aptitude to obtain employment. And some of the pieces that we use in order to do that are the career exploration and awareness component, along with employer engagement and placement. These individuals may not have sufficient levels of workforce skills or experience to competitively re-enter the workforce in today's economy. And this program will introduce participants to the skills and traits that are needed to improve their employability and to increase their interest and awareness in career opportunities that are in Hillsborough County, as well as to engage employers and help them to understand that they are responsible for providing employment opportunities as well for our returning citizens. So our community partnerships with this program are essential in order to be able to serve our reentry population in Hillsborough County. Our partners provide resources, support, and opportunities for people who are facing these challenges and barriers after their incarceration. The program is supported by local community-based organization to assist with identification of candidates, the facilitation of training, and the engagement of employers for participation. And following the CareerSource Tampa Bay procurement process, due to their experience, connections within the community, their support and supported services that are inherent within their delivery and presentation of their Inspire program serving Hillsborough reentry and ex-offenders, Abe Brown Ministries has been selected as the service provider to work with CareerSource Tampa Bay in development of this pilot program to expand services to transitioning incarcerated or released ex-offenders within Hillsborough County. And by supplementing additional training and career exploration opportunities to Inspire's current program offerings, CareerSource Tampa Bay will offer multiple avenues for training expansion into pre-apprenticeships, occupational skills training, including both classroom and work-based learning offerings, also for justice-involved veteran and military spouses, and career exploration assistance, utilizing virtual reality technology along with our proprietary Career Pathways portal, which was also developed in partnership with the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners for those individuals who are not sure where to start their career. We work with Transfer VR, a company that provides the virtual reality equipment. Through courses and career exploration curriculum, they will offer hands-on simulations showcasing different career paths to help individuals to better understand their career options through a more interactive experience. Career industries that are available for exploration through the VR tool include manufacturing, warehouse and storage, skilled trades, public safety, hospitality and tourism, diesel technology, aviation maintenance, electrical, construction, and automotive. And in addition, the Career Pathways portal that we use with the VR technology is a friendly online tool for job seekers, students, parents, advisors to explore upwardly mobile careers and their training pathways for top industries and companies throughout Hillsborough County. Again, we're using that in conjunction with the VR technology, and we have workshops where they'll explore virtually and get an enhanced career exploration experience. But this can also be accessed via our website by anyone with internet access, both at home and within our career centers. And then users will also get a printout of their personalized career advancement plan after using the tool so that they can easily go back and reference. And finally, the goals and outcomes of the program. With this pilot program, we're looking at enrolling a maximum of 30 participants and having 70 of those individuals placed. And then at the 6-month mark, 70% of those individuals that were placed will remain employed. And then again, 70% at the 9-month mark, and are looking for less than 10% recidivism rate. No, we're not doing questions, and my contact information is at the end of the PowerPoint, so please feel free to reach out to me, and myself or one of our team members who are working on this program will be happy to connect with you. I know that we're really looking at expanding into reentry space at CareerSource Tampa Bay and just providing as much resources and programmatic assistance that we can, and looking forward to working with many of you and networking with you and being involved in your programs.
We thank you very much, April, for your presentation. And again, I'm sure you'll have people reaching out to you. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much.
Do we have any public comment? Is there anyone that has anything that they'd like to bring to the council's attention at this time? Any other business at all? And if not, the sheriff moves that we adjourn. Thank you all very much. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and we're at least right on time. Especially.